The Washington Bullets select Tyrone Bogues.
Now they got the tallest and the shortest. Tyrone Bogues, he is now the shortest player in the NBA. Tyrone Bogues from Wake Forest.
At the age of 5, I got shot. Growing up in the city of Baltimore was challenging. As a kid, it was a lot of drug-infested areas in our neighborhood, a lot of shooting, a lot of violence. Unfortunately for me, at the age of 5, I got shot. Being outside, being at the wrong place at the wrong time. My mom and dad was going crazy, not knowing that I was outside, and then knowing that, I was one of the kids laying out there with a couple buckshots all over his body was very frightening and scary for them as well as myself. But it was our life. It was a man of growing up. I mean, no one thought they have a life expectancy past 20, and which was very strange, knowing that was the case. But that was the mindset back then, because we had a lot of guys at a young age dying, mainly because, they wanted that fast money. They wanted to get into that world a lot sooner, and they wanted to, possibly take care of their family as well as to try to provide for their household. So, people did all sorts of things in terms of trying to make ends meet. But luckily that we had a game called basketball and sports. Sports was really a mechanism that kept us really where it gave us a safe haven place to really feel comfortable at. That was a way of keeping us, off the streets, keeping our mind, active in other areas, as opposed to thinking about, hey, it's time to try to, go over there and get a few of those quick dollars. At that time, I had no inkling or no idea that, I wanted to pursue this as a career. It was just a hobby. It was just something that I wanted to do. But unfortunately for me, being small and trying to play a sport that didn't know at the time was supposed to have been meant for a bigger, taller player, got a lot of criticism from it. A lot of backlash, a lot of name calling, which could affect your confidence. Well, at the beginning, it was challenging. It was tough, many days, many nights going home, just crying to my mom and just telling her how cruel the kids are out there and, how mean they were. I wanted it all. It wasn't just going to satisfy with what someone else had planned for me. I wanted to create my own destiny, and I started to understand that I was in position to do that. And, when I became 12 and 13 years old, words never matter. It came in one ear out the other. I was on the journey, I was on my path, trying to become this basketball player that no one felt like he had any opportunity to do so. Little jokes that was out there, you're short, you need to be sitting on the curb with your feet swinging off, we could put you in the drawer when we're traveling, As they said, growing up as a kid, when they say sticks and stones may hurt your bones, but words will never hurt you. It's not true. Words will hurt you now, and they killing folks. So words are very powerful, and that was very deterrent at the time, but it didn't distract me. Because your heart, it measured. It pretty much doesn't have a height to it. It pretty much set the tone of who you are and what you're able to accomplish. And the height factor was the game of basketball. So, my heart was bigger than my height. So I didn't have no second or no hang-ups on believing that I belong with, the best of the best. Because my heart was just as big as theirs. Things that happened to me in my life allowed me to reflect and allowed me to resonate who I am, especially when I got shot. Those things became so clear in terms of, hey, I almost wasn't here, so why I have to worry about what someone else said that could hurt me and deteriorate me from becoming who I want to be. So, that changed my mindset. I remember early on when I used to go down on the court with my basketball and hearing all the words and hearing all the, the criticism about me being short. But after I got shot, I remember going back down there and hearing those same criticism about myself, but it didn't have the same impact. It went in one ear out the other, as I alluded to earlier. Everybody has some sort of opinion about who you are. Don't give them that platform, don't give them the ammunition. That's their opinion. Don't mean that it's true about who you are, so, anything is possible. Positive thinking is also translates to that. Everything happened for a reason. No regrets. All the negative things that happened, I'm thankful for it because hopefully I learned from those situations and all the positive things. I'm humbly grateful that those were able to take place and still striving to be the best I can be. And, you know, going forward, hopefully I can encourage some kids to be the best they can be. We all human beings. Treat one as you would want to be treated.